y'all, it's Caitlyn. So, not too long ago, I made a video about cosplay. It was a type of clay, a type of... pops from another video. A type of clay that once you bake it, it could bend. And that was given to me by my friend Isaac over on Instagram. And I will go ahead and link his Instagram below, by the way, because he's the one who sent me this as well. So he messaged me a while back and said, I'm using another type of polymer clay. Would you like to try it? And I said, absolutely. So he actually put in a bunch of stuff here. Now this isn't cosplay. This isn't the stuff that can bend once it's baked. It's just another type of polymer clay. So we're just going to be basically seeing if it's, or if I like it as much, more, or less than my usual Sculpey. So technically there's actually two kinds in here, but before I get to the clay, so Isaac makes these incredible detailed creature figures. In fact, hang on. He made this in the last video, or he made it and sent it to me in the last video. So this one's made out of cosplay. It's a little alien that he made. And he posts these little guys all the time on Instagram, and you can buy these off of them if you message him. But he put a picture up there, and I instantly fell in love with it. It was the most incredible thing ever. And then when he messaged me telling me that he was putting a box together for me and that he was adding that sculpture in, I was blown away, and even more blown away when I actually took it out and saw it. I had to open it, guys. I'm sorry. I had to open it and see what all was in here because I could not. I knew it was going to be a while before I got to do this project because I was so backed up on work. So I had to open it. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to Isaac for that. It's been taking so long. He actually messaged me a couple days ago and was like, are you okay? I haven't seen the video yet. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just swamped. But this is his little troll figure. Oh my god. This thing looks so freaking epic. It's amazing. I am blown away by this man's talent. For real. I mean, come on. I could not, no joking, guys. I pretty much just held this for like an hour after opening it and just looked at it because it was so freaking gorgeous. He's got all the texture, skin texture, scale texture, the texture on the mushroom, everything. It's just so amazing. And I cannot describe this, honestly, because it's so freaking amazing. I love, like, fantasy and, you know, creatures. It's so freaking epic. So freaking epic. And this was probably going to go in my art room, not in... I usually put stuff that y'all give me, or I try to, in the background somewhere. The little alien dude staying in the background. But this is just so beautiful. I kind of want it up there to inspire me in my art room. But anyway, so let's get on with the actual stuff he sent. So he actually sent a sample of the liquid clay that he uses, which is like the liquid Sculpey that's kind of like a glue that holds clay together, as well as glow-in-the-dark powder. Now, I use glow-in-the-dark powder in my resin. I've never used it in clay before, though. So I may try and do that. But you can buy this stuff fairly cheaply on Amazon, and yeah, like I said, I use it in my resin magnets and stuff quite a bit. So I'm not a stranger to it, I'm just a stranger to using it with clay. So that'll be interesting. And then he also put in this Sculpey clay softener. Now, the type of clay that we're using, what I've heard of it, it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard to knead when it first comes out, which is why you need this stuff. Usually I use like baby oil, so we'll see how well the name brand stuff works against just like, you know, or what's Great Value. That's why I was trying. Great Value branded baby oil, damn it. So Okay, and then it's the clay and the little samples that he said. So, move that out of the way. Okay, so he sent 2 things of Fimo clay. Now, Fimo is probably, along with Sculpey, the most common brand of clay that you can find in most craft stores, especially like Hobby Lobby. I know Michael's has their own. I keep dropping the brown, but now I believe, and then he sent this in a baggie. I believe this, he said on this little note here, he says big one translucent. Okay, and then he has a list of the colors that's in here. Now this is the Pardo clay. This is the new clay that I was talking about. So what he did, he just took a bunch of different colors and gave me like little samples of it for trying to use. But you can see that's how big one you get when it's already, like, you know, pre-packaged. There's one solid color of clay in here. So it's a little bit, I would say a little bit less than what you get in the Fimo. And the Fimo and Sculpey are pretty much the same. So this is translucent. And I imagine these are supposed to be samples of the translucent clay. Because this is crystal clear. Now I have used translucent clay in the past. In fact, if you saw the pictures that I posted on Instagram a while back of the koi pond that I used, or I made, the fish was made out of translucent clay. Mostly. I had to paint over a little bit because it kind of burned. But this is very flexible. I don't know if it's the translucent clay or if this is just like the liquid clay in a mold. So I may have to message him and ask them about that if I remember to do it. But it's very flexible. I wouldn't expect Fimo or Sculpey. I honestly don't know what brand this is. It might be Pardo. But to be this flexible, so I think this actually might be the liquid clay in a solid form, because you can put the bakeable clay into like oven safe mold and pretty much use it almost like a resin. And then I imagine this turns into like a gold. I don't know, I'm gonna have to ask him about these little samples that you put in to see what it is. But the colors that are in the Parvo, this is what we're mainly going to be trying out. Red, yellow, green, pink, orange, and blue. Let's just open this up real quick. Okay, so here's the samples for the translucent clay. This is what translucent clay that I know he looks like. It doesn't look that crystal clear. It's clear, but not that crystal clear. So one of these is the Fimo and one of these is the Pardo. I think this is the Pardo. From the stuff that I've seen other people use Pardo clay for, I think this is Pardo. And this is Fimo translucent clay. So there's the instructions for it. And yeah, so there are all the colors. He just sent me a whole bunch of like rainbowish colors. So yeah, it's hard to knead, but honestly, I've dealt with worse. So yeah, I think just a couple drops of that softener and we should be good. So what to make with all this? What to make? I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work necessarily. But I'm gonna try to make a unicorn mermaid. Half unicorn, half mermaid, because I think it'd be cute. But we're gonna see. Now, I know I've already rambled on for like 10 minutes, but I want you guys to check out the rest of the video and see what you think of it. I'm gonna be doing this like the cosplay video. The process of me doing it is gonna be sped up, and it's just gonna have music to it. Then I'll come back with the finished product and talk about it. Now, here's the thing though. I want you guys to pay attention through the video, or even go back and look at the cosplay video and what you thought of it. Because after the Zoo Crew series is complete, and as of this moment I have 2 more videos to do on it. I thought I had 3, but I only have 2. I'm thinking of making all of my custom videos like I'm doing this video. I'll show you guys the pops I'm working with. I'll show you the sped up, put to music footage of me making it, and then I'll come back with a finished product and kind of explain briefly the steps I did that you watched during the speed through, because that would be easier for me, because I hate doing the voiceovers. So let me know what you guys will think about that. I'll ask you again at the end of the video probably. But yeah, so it's actually late at night. I'm going to be working on this tomorrow, so enjoy the rest of the video. couple days now. I think I filmed the first part of this video Saturday. I sculpted Sunday. It's actually Wednesday now, because I've been busy with stuff. But yeah, so I put away a few hours, or really more like an hour, to work on this. And I did make a unicorn mermaid, as you guys saw, and as you saw, it wasn't all that good. But I do have the finished product. It looks okay. So the only thing I did afterwards was paint the eyes a little bit to make it look a little bit more lifelike. But here's the I am so sorry, Isaac. Isaac does such amazing work with clay, and I'm honestly still in the beginner stage. Cause yeah, I really need to start setting aside work to, you know, or setting aside time to work on sculpting. But yeah, that's a thing. But I will say, this transparent clay worked beautifully compared to Sculpey clay, honestly. Because I've tried the Sculpey before, the transparent Sculpey, and it was okay. Like, it wasn't bad necessarily, but it didn't come out quite like this. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but in person, it's almost see-through. It honestly is. You can see the light shining through it. The horn, which I use the yellow on, it's almost completely see-through. You can actually see, when you hold it up to the light, you can see the wire that I put in the horn. And the pink and purple mane, I will say that one came out a little bit disappointed. It looks more like Ariel now, because it just looks like one solid, like, red color. But it's got, you can't really distinguish the two colors. So I will say that. For some reason, the Pardo clay, if you get right up on it, you can distinguish the pink from the purple, but far away, no. But also, something from Sculpey, this stuff is harder, or stronger, I should say. Because when I did the mane, I put little grooves in it, and it's still a little bit rough, and usually with Sculpey, when it has that rough texture, like almost like a sand, you can just sort of wipe it off, like it crumbles away, till it gets like a smoother finish. This one, you can still do that, but it takes a lot of force. It takes a way more force. Like, you have to get in there with your nails, when usually with Sculpey you could just do like that. So that shows that this is much stronger than Sculpey clay. Now, the actual kneading part, that took forever. It took for freaking ever. The stuff that Isaac gave me did work better than the baby oil that I've used on Sculpey in the past. So that was a definite plus. And by the way, those little samples that he gave me, those little round ones, I totally forgot about this. I asked him about it, and then I remember that he actually told me this before. He said he put those in there for Funko Pops if I ever decide to sculpt another Funko Pop out of clay, which I have done that. For anyone new to the channel, there is a video where I sculpted a pop completely out of clay, Sculpey clay. Or if I ever need it for another pop project to have new eyes on it. So definitely saving those, so thank you for that, Isaac. But yeah, honestly, the tail is beautiful. I'm much more proud of the tail than I am the rest of it. I know it looks stupid. I know it looks stupid. It looks like a dopey Ariel Pinkie Pie hybrid. I don't know. It looks weird. But I was in a rush. I was doing this literally in an hour. So, yeah. Not my best work, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. I want you guys to hold me to something. Next year, next fall, I want to make this again. I don't care what kind of clay I use, but I want to make this again in the same time frame and just see how they compare. I really think this would be something that I could compare to later on, because I had no reference. I didn't look up any pictures of horses. I should have, and had it sitting there to, like, reference, but I didn't, nor did I have any, like, mermaid tails on reference. So that's part of the reason why it looks so freaking derpy. But yeah, also this clay, it gives a good texture, because you knew I mixed a little bit of the yellow in with the white and a little bit of the white in with the teal, and it gives off a really interesting texture that way too, and it looks really cool. So the Pardo clay, it's not as bad as Nerdy Crafter said it was, because I remember she did, something was just lying on the table. She did a video not too long ago, well yeah, it was probably a couple years ago, where she compared a bunch of different kinds of polymer clay, and I remember Pardo was one of the ones that she hated. She absolutely hated it. Granted, she was only trying one color of it, and I think that was the time when Pardo wasn't even really available in North America. I believe it was only available in Europe. No real reason, I don't believe, but I've seen it at Hobby Lobby now, though. So yeah, this is pretty good. I will say Cost Clay is still better. I think Cost Clay is still my favorite, but the Pardo clay is pretty damn cool. And the I actually haven't tested the glow in the dark yet, though. If I remember to do it, because I have a few things to do, but I'm sure it's just like any other. Yeah, I can see the powder on it. It's sparse from the way I did it, so it won't glow that well. But what if I had added a second layer? But at that point, I knew it wasn't going to look good. But if I remember, I'll put in a picture of it glowing. But Isaac, thank you. I did not do you justice at all, my friend. I know that for sure. His troll looks so damn good compared to this pathetic thing. Which, by the way, where's the... So, this is the thing I made out of the Cost Clay that Isaac sent me. And I asked you guys if anyone had a name for it. James was the only one who replied and said it should be named Isaac after the guy. So, I need a new name for her. Because we definitely can't name it Isaac, because it does not deserve to be named Isaac. This thing looks way freaking cool compared to this derpy ass thing. So, please guys, go check Isaac out. He's an awesome person, and Isaac, I'm so sorry for how long it's taken me to do this video. I know you've been waiting on it for a while. I am very, very sorry that, yeah, but work just got in the way. But thank you so much for that troll. I look at it every time I go into my workstation now, because it just looks so freaking beautiful. I actually have it sitting next to a couple unicornos that I plan on customize for friends this year for Christmas, so trying to get some inspiration off of it. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. Please go check him out on Instagram, and if you are interested in getting any figures from him, please ask him about it, because he is so talented, and he keeps giving me these free sculpting tips and even painting tips, and I am using them all. So please go check him out. He's a really sweet guy and a really awesome friend, and again, and I did not deserve to get that troll statue, but he's a sweetheart and sent it to me, and I absolutely love him for it, and I definitely don't deserve it after this. But please guys, go check him out. I cannot recommend him enough. And let me know if you guys have ever tried to do anything out of polymer clay and how horrible your first attempt was. This is not my first attempt by any means, which is why it's even more pathetic. So, in fact, I was messaging James the night after I finished this, and he's like, hey, how was your day? And I'm like, well, I sculpted the stupidest thing I've ever made out of clay. But it's still getting a video, though. So, but anyway, please go check Isaac out. His information will be in the description box below, and thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a bonus video for this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, like always, it's a community, not competition. I'll see y'all later. Bye.